Misunderstanding?
I believe so, my lord.
But the situation has been promised to Quiverful now. You went over to Puddingdale and told him so yourself.
Not promised. I told him there was a possibility that you might offer him the preferment, but in such matters I do not have the right to make promises of that kind. I'm merely the agent of information.
But my wife has spent an hour talking to Mrs. Quiverful, making all kinds of plans, I dare say. Well, that, in my experience, constitutes a promise.
I was not aware of that. But if I may say so, my lord, we shall all be in scrapes if the ladies interfere.
When Mrs. Proudie heard that Mr. Quiverful was to be appointed, it was only natural that she should wish to see Mrs. Quiverful about the schools.
I understand.
Well, I really cannot see that as interference.
My lord, I only speak for your comfort. For your comfort and dignity in the diocese. I can have no other motive. As far as personal feelings are concerned, Mrs. Proudie is the best friend I have, but as long as I am here in Barchester, my first duty is to my bishop.
I'm sure of that, Mr. Slope. I'm quite sure of that. And you really think that Mr. Harding should have the hospital?
I am inclined to think so. I'm quite prepared to take upon myself the blame of having first suggested the name of Mr. Quiverful, and equally the responsibility of explaining the misunderstanding to Mr. Quiverful.
And to Mrs. Quiverful?
Of course.
And to Mrs. Proudie?
I'm sure any reasonable person will understand the strength of feeling here in Barchester in favour of Mr. Harding, and the extreme danger of an outbreak of hostile public opinion against you, my lord, if Mr. Harding is passed over